let's tell you what's happening right here in LA. But not only is it in LA, these two have been fighting that's impacting the whole world if it comes to social media. But outside of that, there's a lot going on around the world and right here in LA related to ICE. So Donald Trump and Elon, as Rob would say, the girls are fighting. These two, there was no way that Elon Musk and Donald Trump, both who are some of the biggest narcissistic people in the world, were going to be able to coexist for too long. So the Donald Trump administration now is in shambles. Not only is Trump trying to lock up California Governor Gavin Newsom and LA Mayor Karen Bass amid the ICE protests, but Trump has also been beefing with Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and being pushed to deport him to South Africa. He wants him to go back to his country. Now, let's just get into that first. I will tell you, as somebody who ran for office and who put money behind other people, maybe 50,000 or 30, whatever. It's one thing when you get betrayed with that. Mm-hmm. And I have felt my own feelings that some of the people that I have gotten behind, we may be in different places, but it's okay because when it comes to some policies, you're not going to always agree. That's one thing. But the fundamental deconstruction of DEI or the fundamental redirection of Social Security and all the other things that these people are doing, those type of things get a little dicey. At the end of May, Elon left the White House as his government contract with Doge or whatever he had going on was it ended. After Elon left the White House, he turned against Trump and attacked his one big beautiful bill and tweeted, "America is in the fast lane to debt slavery." Don't talk about slavery. Trump fired back and gave insight as to why they fell out. Take a look. He posted saying, "Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it." Do you believe that?
Which the EV portion?
Yeah.
I think that was a part of Elon's blow up. Yeah, I absolutely think that was leading up to it. But they have been the girls have been fighting in the White House before that. Elon had a black eye. He was having his alleged ketamine, shakes in the in the Oval Office. So we knew that there was trouble brewing. But I think that was part of it.
But why throw Biden's name in? I feel like Biden's name is going to always be thrown in. I never heard Obama talking about the previous administration. Why?
Because that's the only way they can exist is by speaking about what Biden did or didn't do or flipping the narrative to take attention away from what he is doing, which is destroying the country.
And listen, a lot of you, let's be honest, you don't even care about what I'm talking about because you're too busy chasing Pokemon, playing Grand Theft Auto, watching the baddies. No shade, let me know. You guys don't care that the world is literally crumbling. In my opinion. I mean, the world will still be here, but it's not going to be the world that we know. Okay? Now, in a not so shocking but shocking turn of events, Elon Musk essentially confirmed allegations of election interference.
Allegedly.
After he claimed Trump wouldn't have won the 2024 election without his help. Take a look. "Without me, Trump would have lost the election. Dems would control the House and the Republicans would be 51 to 49 in the Senate." How does he think he helped him? The money?
Well, there's
besides the fact that they all probably manipulated social media and changed social behavior.
Well, no, there's the clip that is everywhere of Trump at a rally saying, "Oh, Elon came in to Pennsylvania. He's really good with the machine. He knows the voting machine. We won big."
So I saw that, but is that him alleging that Elon cheated?
Yeah, I think that's the speculation behind that tweet as well. So I think that people are putting those two together for sure.
Now, look, I don't want to be messy, and I know I get blamed for being messy all the time, and it's never fair. I just have an opinion. This is like two gay boys in West Hollywood, right? Like, this is what the gays do. This is literally how Petty, JR, Mike, Rob, all our gay friends who are in a group chat. This is Desmond.
Oh, God.
This is how you all behave. Okay, well, Elon pulled a Drake and went back to back and said Trump is the Jeffrey Epstein, or he's in the Jeffrey Epstein files. Take a look. Time to drop the really big bomb. Real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. So I went to my Twitter and I said, or my X account, and I said, is Elon now Judas or is he our savior? What do you think?
Well, I think if Elon was privy to all this information and still pushed this man to be in a position of power, then who's the real problem?
Well, Elon even agreed with a fan who said Trump should have been impeached and Vice President J.D. Vance should replace him. Can you imagine J.D. Vance as the president?
I guess he hasn't stood on any opinion that's his own so far.
Meanwhile, Elon reportedly lost about, a little change, $34 billion in net worth in the first few hours of his beef with Trump. Then former Trump advisor Steve Bannon told Trump he should investigate Elon's alleged drug use and then seize SpaceX and deport. Yo, y'all are ghetto. What in the white privilege delusion is going on? Just take his company and deport him?
It's Love and Politics DC. It is really he really is turning the White House into a reality show.
But who can stop him at this point? Anybody? Because
No.
Congress isn't doing anything.
No.
But don't you think this is going to make the Republicans lose bad?
Yes, they already are starting to. They're
Really?
losing all the small elections across the country, like all the local elections. They're absolutely losing. Even in like areas where they're like heavy red, they're still losing. So this is it's not working for them.
Elon was, I'm going to say
Allegedly.
regularly, they're saying allegedly, he was regularly abusing ketamine, Adderall, ecstasy, and psychedelic mushrooms on the campaign trail. Now, Elon seemingly wants to make up with Trump after all of that, regretting all of what he said before. Take a look. I regret some of my posts about President Donald Trump last week. They went too far. Is it me, or do you think this is a distraction because something else is happening?
Well, no, I think that the distraction is what's actually happening right now, but we'll get into that because I think that's the distraction from the Epstein conversation, because that fire started to like heat up a little bit and then it got doused out real quick by everything in LA. So I think that this is the distraction what's going on here.
Putting Trump and Elon's beef on the back burner, Trump's issues with California's governor Gavin Newsom, just like Rob was alluding to, and LA Mayor Karen Bass spills over. Following intense immigration raids in LA, protesters took to the streets for friendly demonstrations against ICE, but in the midst, there have been violent rioters intruding. Now, we know, if you look at the history of riots here in Los Angeles, when it's dealt with race or any other issue, they tear the city up. People that know a riot is coming, they will go and board up their windows, they will vacate their jobs or their employment because they know that chaos is getting ready to ensue. Well, the chaos led Trump to deploy over 2,000 National Guard soldiers and 700 Marines on U.S. soil right here in L.A. to de-escalate the protests and more violent demonstrators. Well, that did nothing but exacerbate another bigger problem. It's the conversation of whether or not U.S. troops should be deployed against its own people. When we know the military, and Mayor Bass has done a great job on the news talking about this, the military is created to defend us from foreign enemies, not sending them over to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles to get all the cooks. That's not what they're supposed to be for. And this is the thing that bothers me. Americans are so apathetic with everything right now that we're literally sitting idly by watching our country turn into one of those countries where we have no rights. Okay? Now, Trump is claiming that people here in Los Angeles are physically attacking ICE agents and soldiers and destroying property. Now, Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass both claim to have a hold on the city and the state and push back against Trump, sending troops to attack and shoot friendly protesters. Now, after they tried to intervene, Trump threatened to have them both arrested and thrown in jail. Now, in what world in the United States do we threaten political opposites or whatever, people who oppose our politics? How do we threaten to put them in jail? Isn't that what you hear in countries where there's no democracy?
Absolutely.
Now, we've seen Congresswoman Maxine Waters get denied access to buildings, get denied access to go and observe people. One of the presidents of SEIU, one of the largest labor unions in the world, was arrested and detained by ICE. She tried to go in and check on him, was denied. We saw another senator recently here in California get thrown out by the federal government. This is turning into a different country. This is something that we never thought we would see, but we knew when y'all elected him that this was going to happen. Okay, now Trump has threatened to arrest and charge the two with federal charges for interfering. And Gavin told Trump and his border czar, Tom Homan, arrest me. Let's go. Take a listen.
Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting.
What do you think?
It's frustrating when you see the federal government intervening on a state level when, you know, their entire campaign promise or the thing they campaign on was like moving everything back to the states, right? And then for them to intervene in peaceful protests and send the National Guard when Gavin Newsom or Karen Bass did not request for any help because it was under control. And then you have the National Guard come in and you're seeing reporters being shot with rubber bullets. You're seeing reporters be detained and pulled out of the protest so that they can't report on it. That's crazy. That's the kind of stuff you see in countries that are run by dictators. Like not allowing the press to freely be in the space. Like press go into war zones, like, and to remove them from a peaceful protest so they couldn't actually show what was going on is crazy to me. And then the fact that we're so polarized with our views, like Republicans and Democrats alike, that we're allowing this to happen because we're not stepping back and going, okay, this is absolutely wrong, and we need to like rein this in before we lose our country. It needs to happen.
But why are people so apathetic?
I don't know. I think on the other side of the conversation, I think people are so polarized by conversations like immigrants are taking everything from you, or trans people are taking everything
kids.
from you. Exactly. They're so polarized by that they're allowing these people to take everything away from them, including like stripping Medicaid. Like there's so many people who support this man who are going to lose their access to, you know, to healthcare. They're going to lose their access to their SNAP benefits. They're going to lose their access to, you know, their housing benefits. Like they're losing all of this stuff, but they're losing sight of it because they're so invested in this man, and they're so invested in the idea that the enemy is within. The enemy is immigrants or trans people or people of color who want fair opportunity. They're so like blinded by that they're not seeing what's actually happening to them.
Well, then the pot met the kettle when Trump, who encouraged insurrection at the Capitol on January 6, 2021, which he freed them folks, continued to attack Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass and warned that if any insurrection in LA, if there is one, his administration would get involved because they're not playing around with an insurrection. Take a listen.
If there's an insurrection, I would certainly invoke it. We'll see. But I can tell you last night was terrible. The night before that was terrible. We have, as you've seen, it was on most of your networks, people with big, heavy hammers pounding the concrete and pounding curbs, pounding it, breaking up, and handing these big chunks of concrete to people. And they were taking that concrete, going up on bridges and dropping it into the roof of a car. They were throwing it at our police. They were throwing it at our soldiers that are there. And we got it stopped, and we have them in custody right now. Look, if we didn't get involved, right now, Los Angeles would be burning, just like it was burning a number of months ago with all the houses that were lost. Los Angeles right now would be on fire, and we have it in great shape. We're not playing around.
How will you determine whether or not there is an insurrection?
Well, you'll take a look at what's happening. I mean, I could tell you there were certain areas of Los Angeles that you could have called it an insurrection. It was terrible. But these are paid insurrectionists. These are paid troublemakers. They get money. And when you take a look at what they do, where they show up and everyone's saying, what's he doing? He's pounding the curbs. This one guy's pounding the curb, breaking the curb, and handing big pieces of granite. In some cases, it's granite and concrete to other people. And they're running out with it. And then we watch the other people, and they try and throw it into the face of the soldiers, throw it into the face of the police, and they hurt some people very badly. They go up on bridges, they drop it down on the cars as the cars are moving. They're not breaking the curb because they're doing a demolition service. They're breaking it to hand out to people as a weapon. It's bad stuff. I've never seen that before.
Well, Gavin replied to Trump's insurrection comments and clapped back with this tweet. Take a look. The only people defending insurrectionists are you, Donald Trump, or are we pretending like you didn't pardon 1,500 of them? There has to be a gay person writing the tweets in Gavin Newsom's office because the clapback was, right?
It was great. It was great.
Bitch, you tried it.
LA Mayor Karen Bass has also issued an 8 p.m. curfew in downtown Los Angeles. Let me tell you, my friends who live downtown are not happy. They boarded up all the windows, and I asked them today, why does everybody go downtown for the protest? Like, these were people probably from Pasadena, Glendale, Burbank. Why downtown? I don't know. But now if you live downtown, you can't come outside after 8 o'clock or you could be arrested now. Elsewhere, Latinas for Trump co-founder and Florida Senator Ileana Garcia said, this is not what we voted for. Take a look. I stand with Congresswoman Salazar as the state senator who represents her district and the daughter of Cuban refugees who are now just as American, if not more than Stephen Miller. I am deeply disappointed by these actions and I will not stand down. I want to put myself on record. This is not what we voted for. I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane. I understand the importance of deporting criminal aliens, but what we are witnessing are arbitrary measures to hunt down people who are complying with their immigration hearings, in many cases with incredible fear or persecution claims, all driven by a Miller-like desire to satisfy a self-fabricated deportation goal. This undermines a sense of fairness and justice that the American people value. Well, you got what you asked for, girl. Sorry, but not sorry. Why do people want us to come and rescue them now that they created this issue?
Yeah, we talked about this a lot as well. There's so many groups of people who like quite often lead with anti-black sentiment. Like they don't want to associate themselves with black people. But then when the tables turn, now they're brown people and they want other brown people to come save them. And we've been having this conversation. We said it loud the entire time. Kamala Harris kept saying it loud the entire time. This man is not just going after criminals. He's not going after criminals. He's going after brown people. And now he's going after brown people and they're saying, we didn't know you were going to go after brown people.
Listen,
we told y'all.
The fact that they're rating graduations and taking parents and their kids away from each other is just insane. And it's not America. Well, Texas Congresswoman and friend to the show, Jasmine Crockett, commented on Trump and the ICE protest while speaking with us at the BET Awards. Take a look. I just said the Congresswoman was on the carpet. There she goes. Let me go get her. I'll get her.
Hello, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Really quickly, gotta get the elephant in the room. We know a lot's going on just outside of these walls in regards to these ICE raids and the protests. Talk to us about that, again, happening right on the other side of the stadium.
Yeah, no, literally, I just got done talking about that. And the thing that I said is that here is the reality. There's only one color that matters to this administration, and that color is green. And so the rest of us need to unite and we need to fight. We need to make sure that we understand that our fates are tied. Listen, they may be coming for our brown brothers and sisters right now, but please believe somebody that looks like me is actually probably top of their list. And so we can't just turn our backs. We have to understand that our fates are tied and we have to fight for what's right. This past election, a lot of people didn't care about who got hurt. Now they realize the only people that are getting hurt are the people that don't have enough money in their bank accounts. And so I hope and I pray that we are all paying attention and that we start to push back on those that are trying to ruin our futures.
I mean, a lot of people are standing with them in every aspect. Hopefully there's a moment tonight for BET to take that moment and stand with him as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Here's the thing. The world is watching us. This isn't just about LA. It's not just about the United States. This is about the world. There are people right now saying, don't go to the United States. Who would have ever thought that we would be on a list where people are like, do not travel there? We are looking like wannabe Russians, and that's not who we are supposed to be in the land of the free and the land of opportunity. So I need people to understand, if you got some issues when it comes to immigrants, well, the vast majority of the people here need to go. If that's the reality. In fact, the vast majority of the people that are doing the kicking out are immigrants themselves. There's only a few of us who came over here only because we were stolen goods, and then the rest of them were already here, the Native Americans. And so, listen, it is time out for trying to believe that anybody is better than anybody. It's time for us to see our united humanity and focus on that and understand that we are only being downgraded in every single way on the national scale.
What can we do? Let me tell you what we can do. Run for office, get in there, maintain control of our democratic future. And I say democratic, not to be a Democrat or Republican, to be able to have a process and a country where our rights are respected, where diversity is embraced, where people can be themselves and not be attacked for defending those freedoms. You know, we're getting to a scary place where there's a lot of people that aren't going to really understand the history that it took and what people will sacrifice in order for us to have the rights that we have now. And when you look at the state of the country, think about the optics that it provides to the whole world. No matter where you are in the world right now, everybody's looking at the United States and saying, what a joke, right? What a joke. How do we get out of this?
I think a major thing that people are going to have to do to get out of this is take themselves out of the bubble that they are used to existing in, right? So a lot of times people listen to the same information from the same podcaster or the same news channel or the same news network, and those places are often feeding them information that's misinformation. Like I got so many phone calls on the night of the BET Awards going, "Are you safe?" I'm like, the BET Awards is happening around the corner from me. Like, what do you mean am I safe? And what was happening in like a 5-block radius downtown in front of federal buildings. But and they were showing looping on loop a car on fire.
Yeah.
Like that's what the rest of the world thought it was happening in LA. But we're so used to consuming information from the same places that a lot of people are getting misinformation. They really just don't know what's going on.
Well, listen, what I do know that's going on, if you're Latino or you're from another country, you in danger, girl. I mean, it's what it is. And I saw a clip today. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it right here. I saw a clip today, and this is why this is dangerous. It's not just him. It's what he embodies and what he's emboldening. People are starting to believe that this overt racism and aggression is just the new way. And then it puts them in a position where things could go left. A Florida sheriff said that if there's any unrest in his city, your family will be coming and picking up your remains. Don't believe me? Take a look.
You try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave. In our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop.
This is America?
It's scary. There's no way that we should be having conversations where a sheriff feels comfortable saying that if you're in that environment, your family's going to be coming to pick up your body. And the fact that Trump also said about his birthday parade, if you're out there protesting, you'll be met with force. Like, protesting is our constitutional right. Like, we have the right to peacefully assemble.
Not to mention, we're going to have to pay millions of dollars for the parade.
Insane.
Y'all voted for that. Bye.